Believe it or not, trading is actually quite simple. You find a system with an edge and you follow it, you stick to it, and then you make money. That's as simple as it gets. So if it were that simple, then why do 90% of traders still fail? And the reason is because they don't trust themselves, they don't trust the system. So in this video, we're going to go through the 3 reasons why traders have this trust issue and what the actual trust issues are, so that if you can recognize them, then you can start to overcome them and hopefully improve in your trading. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe and drop a comment below. This is going to help boost the algorithm and get this message out to more people like you. So let's get started. So number one, the first trust issue that every single trader has is trusting themselves. So what that looks like in the market is you just took a loss, right? You took a loss yesterday, and now today your setup is staring at you in the face. It's presenting yourself. You have another opportunity to take another trade, but you hesitate. You can't take this trade because you don't trust yourself, right? You don't have confidence in yourself anymore because your brain, your body, your mind is protecting you from the pain of the loss from yesterday. And the last thing you want to do, right, is put yourself through more pain because you haven't disconnected from the previous loss, yesterday's loss, right? And because you are still connected and hurting, right, because you took it so personally, because your ego and because of this and that, you're still connected, right? You still have this emotional residue from that trade. Do you understand? And it's still lingering in you. So because of that, it's making you hesitate because you think that it's going to repeat. And the last thing you want to do is repeat the pain, right? You have to understand one thing is that no two trades will ever play out the same. No two exact trades repeat, right? You have a edge, you have a system, you have a setup, and you have probabilities of the way it works out, and generally it works out the way it's supposed to, right? But if you actually study the candle price action and all the little fair value gaps and all the little nuances and time of day and price action candle, whatever, if you actually look at every single thing, right, you will notice and you will see that no two trade happens exactly the same, right? There's a million things going on that will make every single trade completely unique every time without fail, right? So if you know this, then you should know that yesterday's trade has nothing to do with today's trade, right? There's no connection. They're not the same trades, right? And you're not getting into the trade at the same time. There is no way you're repeating the same trade. So there is nothing to hesitate and fear. You have to understand this. Once you can appreciate what I just said, what I'm saying, right, then you can start to overcome this. And then, when your setup presents itself in the market, you take it. You don't have to hesitate. You don't have to think twice. You don't have to second guess yourself. No doubting, nothing. You just take the trade automatic, black and white, stone cold, like a robot. You don't feel anything. And that's how you have to be, right? And it's very hard because people are emotional human beings, right? They have emotions, right? And emotions is what uh, dictates the way they react and respond. So you have to understand this, right? It's Every trade is unique. So write that down, put it on a post-it somewhere and stick it on your monitor, right? No two trades ever repeat. Okay. Number two is that when you go into a drawdown, you don't trust your system to get you out of the drawdown, right? Whereas the drawdown, is part of the game, right? So you start second guessing your system. You're not guessing yourself now. You're guessing your system. You're thinking, oh my God, I'm in a drawdown, so this might not work, right? And so now you cannot execute properly, or you use the wrong risk, right? And you start shaking. You don't trust your system. You don't trust your edge, right? To get you out of the drawdown. So that creates, things like changing strategies. Now you start switching strategies in the middle of the week, right? Because you're in a drawdown, whereas a drawdown is just a drawdown, right? The market doesn't know. Price doesn't know you're in a drawdown. Nobody knows you're in a drawdown except for you. And then because of that, you're making a big thing out of nothing, right? Whereas all you needed was to execute your next trade and and let your edge play out with your probabilities, and then you would have won the next trade, and that would have taken you out of the drawdown and put you up in profit, right? But instead you didn't take the trade, you hesitated, you didn't trust it, and then you changed your strategy, and now you got something new going on, and now you're going even deeper into deeper drawdown, right? Now you're in deep water, you're in deep trouble now, right? And then all bad things happen from there, right? So you have to trust your system. And the way you can trust your system is through backtesting, right? And trust that your edge works, and backtest and see it working. Have a mentor show you payouts, and have a mentor that's showing you the system working, right? If you believe that the system works, that's half the battle. Okay. That's the first thing you need to do. So you have to not invent a system by yourself, and then you're not sure if it works or not. You have to see it working, right? There's a like seeing is like knowing is like it does something to you, right? So you have to get to that point, okay? And then number 3 is you keep questioning your system, right? You are not convinced, which is kind of like number 2. You're just not convinced that your system is actually working, right? Forget trying to get you out of a drawdown, right? Now you're not sure, right? Maybe because you created the system on your own and you haven't back tested it enough, or you never had a payout from it, so you don't really know, right? You're just shooting darts blindly, right? And so you start second guessing your own system, and you don't trust your system, and that's going to affect the way you trade, right? So these are really the things that make trading complicated for people, that which makes it hard for everybody. And this is why most people fail, because of their minds are playing tricks on them, right? It's not the market, it's not anything, it's not the strategy, it's not the edge, right? Like I said in the beginning, trading is actually supposed to be really simple. You have an edge, you stick to it, you follow the plan, you stick to the plan, you make a decision, you don't change it, right? You put on your trades, you walk away, and that's how it's supposed to be. It's not meant to be this like internal battle where you're fighting yourself and the market, and every trade is really stressful, and you can't sleep and you can't eat and you can't function, right? So trust yourself, trust your system to get you out of a bad situation, trust your edge to get out of the bad situation, and trust that your edge works, right? By seeing it work, by having it proven to you that it works. So you don't need to keep guessing, right? Once you have this confidence and trust yourself and your system and your edge, right? You're gold. You're good to go, right? You're going to become a money printing machine, right? So if you've got these trust issues and you want to overcome them, then check out the first link in the description, the Inner Edge Pro. This is the program that goes in and rewires your mindset to trust yourself and make better decisions, right? And then stick to the plan without jumping around and making decisions that you will regret later. So check that out. That's the first link in the description. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and let me know what kind of trust issues that you're having and you're dealing with. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Bye.